Hello, everyone. Let me check and see who's here. The live group chat. Okay, hi, my name is Jessie Laine Powell, and this is a free webinar on discovering your true voice. Let me see who we have here joining us. I just want to greet you. Hello and welcome. Wow, let's see here. Okay. As I said, my name is Jessie Laine Powell, and I have set up this free webinar for singers who are professional as well as amateur singers that are singing ongoing or performing ongoing, and you need to find out more about your voice and some issues that you may be having. I'm wanting to address today during this webinar. And I have over 30 years experience for singing professionally. I've done all genres of music, but what I'm doing now is what I found my passion is in, which is jazz music. And so I'm a jazz singer, and I sing at various places, working on my second CD project out of Nashville, which should be released sometimes in 2015 around September or October. So I'm glad that you're here with me today. I'm just going to wait for a few minutes to make sure that more people are joining us here. Okay. And I see Tina, that she has made it. Welcome. And I'm glad that you're here with us today, Tina. And I see Andrew. Thank you, Andrew, for coming and being a part of this webinar. It's very, very important. And I think that you will leave with a lot of information and knowing that you're not alone, that there are answers to your questions. Let's see who else we have here. There's people logging on. Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get started, okay? First, I want to share my screen with you. And what we're going to be discussing today is discovering your true voice. I've been teaching for over probably about 5 years now, but I've been singing professionally since the age of 8 years old. And I have a lot of answers for you that could probably help you from having to go and try to seek these answers out yourself, and it will get you to your destination a lot quicker. I mentor students from the ages 4 up into 62, and so I know a lot about what it takes to be the type of singer that you're wanting to be, and embracing your own identity and being the best you can be vocally with what God has given you vocally to use here on this planet, okay? Which I believe singing is a very healing thing. But the one thing we have to do first is heal ourselves before we can heal someone else. So that's what this is going to be addressing, is helping you with issues that you have vocally, and sharing my journey with you and what I struggled with on my journey and how I found my answers and how I'm excelling now and I'm soaring in my vocals. So let's get started. I'm going to switch off. You're not going to be able to see me anymore. You're going to be able to see my slides, and I'm going to go through this step by step so you get a clear understanding of my journey and how I found my answers to my vocal issues. Okay, so we're going to do this here. Okay. All right, so what you're seeing now is you should be seeing the whole slideshow. And I want to welcome each and every one of you to Singers PowerSession with Jessie Laine Powell. And I've explained to you that I've sung for over 30 years professionally, and I've been teaching for about 5 years. And I was going through some struggles with my vocals very early on, and I found the answers to my questions actually probably about 8 to 10 years ago, and it has totally revolutionized, excuse me, my vocals to a point where I can sing for long periods of time and not worry about getting hoarse. That was my issue, getting hoarse or not being able to perform on stage to my full capability. Okay, discovering your true voice. You're going to learn the secret to enjoying your vocals during and after a live performance without losing your voice. And you see some pictures there of me singing professionally in different places. And I really enjoy singing. It is a large part of who I am as an individual. And I can't even imagine not being able to sing. And there was a time when I thought that maybe I would have to give it up because I was having some issues with my voice. And it's very frustrating when you're a singer and you hear something in your head and you think that you'll be able to do it vocally, right, at that time. And you find out that you're not capable of doing it because of certain things that you need to learn as a vocalist in order to be able to put those things that's in your head in your voice and make it come out just as you heard it in your head that it should come out. So this is talking about losing your voice, which I would do often on occasion when performing professionally. What we're going to do today is we're going to learn how to produce a quality sound. Okay, we're going to learn how to prevent tightness and tension in your throat. That's so critical. And learn how to be able to sing a 4-hour gig and still be in good voice and not be hoarse after that performance. And we're going to learn how to free your body up so your vocals can soar. And that's what you want to do. You want to be able to do the things that you hear in your head and do them and make them concise and perfect. Not that anything is perfect here on this earth, but you want to make sure that you're able to deliver as a professional vocalist or even an amateur getting started. These are tools that you're definitely going to need to know. Okay, so you see me smack dab in the center, surrounded by these young men. This is when I was the age of 14, and I actually found out that I could sing starting at the age of 8. I watched the Lawrence Welk show, and I loved the music. I wasn't quite sure what I was listening to, but I loved the music and I loved how classy it was. And I knew right off that I wanted to sing. So from the age of 8 to 14, I was singing in church. I was singing even at funerals. I was singing at weddings at such an early age. And then word got around that I was a singer, and the Cowans, Mr. Cowan is the first one on the far right. He was actually my middle school teacher, band teacher, because I was in the band and I played clarinet. And his wife was a high school teacher, a choir director at my high school, and she knew I could sing. So I lived in a very small town and word got around. And so they needed a singer, and they asked me if I could perform with them. Checked with my parents. My parents said yes, because she knew them all and respected them as they respected my parents. And so I would sing on the weekends, making about $100 to $200 a week, which was a lot of money for a 14-year-old, doing country clubs. And I would do private parties and various other type of performances with the Cowans. And I was just having fun. I was really just discovered that I really could sing. I discovered that this is what I really wanted to do. And I was just having fun. So I was not really concerned about my vocals at that time. Well, between the age of 14, and this is probably when I was about 21, between that gap, I still was singing a lot. I was doing, as I said, weddings. I was doing funerals. Wherever there was an open door, I would sing because I wanted to sing. My father was a reverend, so on Saturday nights, I would be blasting the stereo, and he's trying to prepare a sermon. And he would say, Jessie, stop that singing. I'm trying to prepare my sermon, And I remember at that time it was, let's see what was popular. Mahogany, Do You Know Where You're Going To? Do You Like Dinah Ross? And Natalie Cole was singing at that time. And that music required a lot of vocal abilities, okay, to be able to hit her high notes. And she was a very hard singer. And I was starting to experience some issues with my voice. At 21, I moved to Lexington, Kentucky, which is 25 miles from my hometown. And the scene, it was a larger city. I was in demand, and I began singing with a lot of different bands in the area. And I was starting to notice fatigue to take place in my voice. I mean, I looked the part, but vocally, I was becoming a little bit concerned to why I could not hit these high notes and why I was getting tired so early on in my performance. And at that time, I believe Whitney Houston was out. So The Greatest Love of All, I was singing songs like that required you to be able to hit those notes right at range and be strong. And every song required so much out of me. So at this time, I was becoming a bit concerned about what was going on with me vocally. I had not had any vocal training at this time. And there was a red flag that was coming up. Then I discovered jazz music. I remember I was singing with the Trendells, and I had my own feature show. We would go to Las Vegas, a lot of different large cities to perform, and I was the only female in the group. And I was doing a lot of Dinah Ross, a lot of her songs. I'm Coming Out, and then I do some Motown. But all of these songs required a lot of me when I was doing that. Now, when I discovered jazz music, someone approached me, and I had not done jazz before. When I say jazz standards is what I was singing, I was doing a lot of Ella Fitzgerald. I was doing a lot of Sarah Vaughan. I was doing a lot of Cleo Lane. I was doing Duke Ellington. That is what I'm saying when I say I was a jazz singer. I was a jazz standard jazz singer. I began embracing this music. I did notice that it did not require as much out of me. It didn't take as much out of me vocally. Okay. I was still able to, I was able actually to back off a little bit more and just let my singing just be, right? But I had all of these old habits that I brought into my discovery with jazz, and I felt like I had to do the same exact thing that I had to do when I was singing R&B, when I was singing pop, when I was singing country, just singing really, really hard. And I was noticing that after probably around the second set, I would not hardly have a voice because I would be singing so hard and I didn't have my placement correct, right? I was just singing, just trying to get through. And at the end of each night, I remember, because I was singing about 3 or 4 times a week. This was my livelihood. And I would have to drink hot tea, a lot of it. I would have to do lemon. I'd have to do, and lemon can, lemon is good for you, but too much of it can definitely irritate your throat. I did not know that at the time. I thought I was doing what would be of help to my voice. I was also steaming my voice, trying to reduce the swelling that I thought was going on, or alleviate the hoarseness that I was feeling after a gig. So I would put a pot on the stove and let it heat up and start boiling. And I would put a towel over my head, and it would be like a tent over the pot. And I would open my mouth and just let the steam just go up into my throat to sort of bring some moisture in that area that was really dried out at that time. And I was also drinking when I was singing. Drinking is just something you should not do as a singer, because all that does, alcohol does, is dry your vocal cords up. And also, if you get inebriated a little bit, which you can off of one glass of wine, you know, you think that you're Superwoman and that you could just sing, sing, sing. So you sing, sing, sing. And at the end of the night, you're left with a mess, your voice not being your voice being irritated and singing too hard. So I was having all these issues, loving the jazz, loving this genre of music that I found that was definitely that I was created to do, but I still had issues that that were creeping up when I was performing. Okay, what I did do was, you see that this is Nancy Wilson. Nancy Wilson is a legendary jazz singer. She's been around for a long time. She has probably about 30 albums under her belt. And I do a lot of her material. And she was in Kentucky at that time. She came to do the Golf Celebrity Tournament that was being done at the Hyatt here. And I was the opening act for her. So I wanted to make sure my vocals were great. So as I think back, I'm thinking that they were good, but I was still having this concern about not being able to deliver, right? Or afraid that my voice was shut down on me because I did something wrong or sung too hard. But I did make it through the performance. And her road manager, Sparky, who was once the chauffeur for Nat King Cole, and then he got into the business and became a manager, a road manager, told me that if I was serious about singing, that I would need to move to California. And of course, I was definitely serious about it. And he told me that I had a really good voice and he thought that I could really do something with it. So that was in the summer. By October, November, I was on a plane headed to the West Coast with $200 in my pocket. So I was definitely a free-spirited person at that time. Okay, as soon as I got to California, I was on the West Coast. I was in LA. I didn't like LA, so I moved to San Francisco. And I auditioned for an open mic for the Calvin Keys Trio. They were playing, and they had an open mic where anybody could come up and sing. So I got up there, I sang. Calvin liked me. He was very renowned in that area, a guitarist. Played with the Thelonious Monk and some other very well-known people. And he wanted to hire me to take me to the top of the Hyatt, which was a 4-star restaurant that they were wanting jazz music. So I got a job very quickly once moving to Oakland, California, and doing what I love, which was jazz music. I was still really leery about my voice, though. I just remember always being concerned if I would be able to pull off the night. I sounded good, but I could sound better. But I didn't know if I would make it through the night because of my technique. I really didn't have a technique. I was just trying to get by, right? Did a voice teacher pop in my head to go to at that time? No, it did not. I thought that I could just work these issues out myself. What vocal issues was I having during the first 20 years of my performance career? Well, I had a lot of hoarseness after my performance, which is so embarrassing when someone is coming to see you, especially coming to see you, and you're having issues getting through the night, right? They may not be able to tell it, but you definitely can. And you never know who is out in the audience there to hire you to sing for them, for their venue or for their private party. So getting off stage and having a hoarse voice afterwards, you know, the excuse of, oh, I have a cold, that can only go for so long. So I was having hoarseness after performance, not being able to sing high notes without tension in my throat. And there are high notes that you hit, that you're wanting to hit, that you feel like you should be able to hit, you know, and having those issues just created havoc, you know, in your brain and your self-esteem. And so I wasn't for sure how to go about hitting those high notes other than pressing hard to reach the note, right? Not knowing how to pace myself during a 4-hour performance. I would give everything I had on every solitary song. And that is a no, 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 because you will not have a voice at the end of the night. You have to pace yourself. So I did not know that. Another key that I'll give you while we're here, and telling you what issues I was having is, don't feel like you have to sing a song in the key that it was originally written in. You can always take that song down or take it up to make it more comfortable for you. Now, some bands might not appreciate that. They might want the musicians, they might want you to do the song in the original key because it makes it easier for them, but you've got to do what works for you. And you're the vocalist. And so you have got to have them put it in a key that's comfortable for you. Well, me, I wasn't aware of that. I just wanted to sing the song as it was written in the key that it was written in. But if I could do it all over again, it would be a completely different story. All this created low self-esteem for me. I was just camouflaging the whole time. A fear of not being able to deliver. That's terrible when you're in California and you're trying to get a recording contract, and you never know if there's a producer there, if there's a A&R guy there looking for someone to sign to their label, and that self-esteem, not having self-esteem, it definitely shows up clearly if you don't know how to camouflage it. I was pretty good at camouflaging it, but I tell you what, the house was cracking open, and the truth was being revealed. And then I had health problems vocally. All this tension in my throat, trying to reach high notes and trying to figure out how to reach those high notes. And the only way I knew to reach those high notes was to just push, 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 like you're having a baby. No, 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 no. I'll tell you right now, that is not the answer. You will create health problems vocally if you don't learn the right techniques in how to be able to project. It limited my booking performances and dates, because you don't want to book yourself so much because you think that your voice needs rest, which it probably does. And if you book every solitary night of every solitary week, you have no time to rest your voice, which is critical that you do. And it affects your pocket, having to not be able to take those dates because you are concerned if you'll be able to make it through the night, the performance, and if you still have a voice. So it created a lot of issues for me. Well, I was in California for a good probably 10 years, and I decided to move back. I came very close to getting a recording contract with one of the top jazz agencies there, John Levy, who was Nancy's manager or agent, I should say, Nancy Wilson's agent. I really sabotaged myself because one day I was in LA and I was at Sparky's. I went there and he wanted to introduce me to John. And I found some excuse not to go to that introduction, that meeting, because I felt subconsciously that I really was not ready yet. And vocally, I probably was not as prepared because I did not know if my voice would hold out long enough and if I would be able to sound as good as I sound all the time. So that was a concern. So when it ended up happening, I ended up coming back to Oakland. And shortly after that, moving back to Lexington and really just putting everything on hold for a moment because I wanted to figure some things out if I wanted to still continue singing and if I could address these issues that I was having. And I rededicated my life to Jesus Christ. So I not only wanted to do jazz standards, I wanted to do gospel jazz. So I was trying to figure out a way how to combine the two. So that was really, I was at a crossroads in my life to figure out if I was still going to pursue this passion that had been inside of me and still is for so many years. And that's where I was at that time. But I was looking for answers. What could make my voice have power without getting hoarse and discover my true voice? I did not want to have Natalie Cole's voice. I did not want to have Diana Ross's voice. I did not want to have Aretha Franklin's voice. I wanted my own voice. I wanted to embrace me and wanted my voice to be the best that it could be. You know, it's so easy to imitate other singers when you're learning songs and you think you have to sing it their way, sound the way they did. Like with Whitney, I thought Whitney had taken my place, right? Because I was working so hard to be signed and be known vocally and be accepted vocally. Well, if you don't accept yourself, how is anybody else going to accept your voice, right? So I had a lot of discovering to do as far as who I was vocally and who I wanted to be as a singer, and how could I address these issues that I was having. Well, I went in search of answers, okay? I really did. This was in the early 2000, probably 2000, 2001. So I searched out teachers. I went to, at the far left top, you see there is an opera singer. I went and I'll never forget that, going to that opera singer. And she, bless her heart, she wanted to help me. And she had techniques that worked that I still apply today. That's a part of what I do. But some of the stuff she was sharing with me, I did not want to be an opera singer. And that's the voice that she was trying to give me, making me sing in my head voice all the time. Oh. And I remember going into the studio and my producer said, "What has happened to your voice?" Because I had been going to her for like maybe 3 or 4 months thinking that, oh, okay, this is how I'm supposed to sing. No, that was not it. So she was like, "Get your voice back." That's what my producer said. "Get your voice back. That's not your voice. I want your voice." So I had to go in search of finding my voice again, right? Which I had not found yet, but I was still in search of. I was still having hoarse issues and tiredness of my throat. And so I went to an ear, nose, and throat doctor. And I thought that I had polyps. Polyps are like acne on your vocal cords. You see those white folds there where the arrow is? Those are your vocal cords. Very, very tender, very small. And what happens is that air comes through that hole and it vibrates the vocal cords at a very, very high frequency. And so that's what creates sound, and that's what creates singing. So, and usually sometimes when people are hoarse, they have nodules, bumps on those white folds. And often than not, they have to be surgically removed, which means they can cause damage to your vocal cords if they do have to be surgically removed. Sometimes you could have nodules and just rest your voice and they'll disappear. So I was for sure that I had nodules on my vocal cords. So I went to, I know, about 3 different ear, nose, and throat doctors, and they confirmed that no, yes, you have irritation, but no, you do not have nodules. So I was thankful for that. But how can I alleviate this irritation and this stress and me trying to pull my voice, this chest up, you know, when I'm singing these high notes, which was causing so much havoc. And I went in search of more voice teachers. So I had about 2 more that I went to. I did learn some things from those 2 that assisted me. But what ended up happening was I began to form this group, Jessie Powell with Spirit, okay? And I was able to put lyrics to jazz notes, okay? Lyrics, gospel lyrics to jazz notes, and jazz, and to create gospel jazz actually is what I did. So very inspirational music with a positive message with jazz flavoring. And this was the first group that I formed. And that's what we did, as well as some cover tunes. Well, during this time, I began taking different things that I learned from various vocal coaches that worked for me, and creating my own way of addressing my hoarseness issues to alleviate that, to stop that hoarseness from occurring. And then I implemented some of my own exercises that I began creating. And I was beginning to see remarkable results. I mean, I was no longer having to struggle like I did before. Once I started applying these exercises daily, I was seeing a remarkable difference. And there's one foundational principle that I implemented that changed the whole spectrum for me that I will share with you. Well, I wanted to do a CD, so I debuted my first CD. I wrote about 10 of the 12 songs on this project. It was gospel jazz, which I wanted to do, but still not leaving out my love of jazz, nor my first love, Christ, but merging the two together. And what we came up with was the project Jessie Laine Powell, On the Edge, which is the title cut. It debuted in 2004. My show was vocally flawless. And the CD, I did not have any issues of would I be able to produce when I got into studio to sing. It happened. It just flowed. Once I started implementing these exercises that I created and that I embraced from other coaches, along with the ones that I creating this thing, it just vocally changed me totally. And I was able to sing for long periods of time and not get fatigued and not get hoarse. And my self-esteem just went through the roof, not being arrogant, but being self-assured in the vocalist that I was, and knowing that I wouldn't have to go on stage and worry about my voice, but concentrate on the songs and concentrate on the people, which is what we are to do when we're singing in front of people, right? We shouldn't be concerned about our voice if we are going to be able to make it through a performance, or if we're going to sound good. We should know that we have put in the work that needs to be done in order to get the results that we need. So this CD can be found actually on iTunes, on Amazon. I even have copies myself if you'd like to purchase it, or just to download some tracks, or just take a listen to. But yeah, the songs were great, as well as my vocals were right on. I created a system that gets results, is what I'm telling you. And I have mentored and coached many students that are telling me, thank you, Jessie, so much for showing me how to remove the hoarseness and remove the tension and increase the airflow, which is so critical. Remove the fears of not being able to deliver, so you can concentrate on the people and concentrate and have fun while you're singing. And you'll see that there are some photos of some of my students, because I give workshops and I'm sharing different techniques and different breathing things that really work and bring about positive results for you. I have shared the system with students of all ages, and the results, they just have been amazing. And that's what my students are telling me constantly. Very simple, but the benefits of it are just outstanding. And it's not as complicated as you would think. It's just something that you have to do daily. Since I implemented and I became more confident once I began using my own product and my own exercises, I became more in demand. I just did. I am in the process of completing my second CD project, Fill the Void, out of Nashville, which is going to be awesome. It's a combination of gospel jazz, jazz standards, and missing one other thing. Contemporary jazz. Okay, so it's all jazz genre, but it's just got different flavorings. I did a one-woman show. The upper right-hand corner, you'll see Lady Day at Emerson's Bar portraying Billie Holiday, and it was a musical, so I did 10 songs, and I also did a script, and I was able to carry it off. We did 7 performances, and I did not lose my voice once. I was in perfect voice. Hooray! That's what it's about, so you can enjoy what you do. I've given vocal workshops. They're even more in demand now. I'm doing an open mic now, monthly, once a month, and you'll see sort of in the middle on the far right, where Lexington Live at Willis Music, and I'm creating a setup where singers like myself can come, they can sing on stage with lights, sound, get a video, get pictures, and be able to pursue their dream. That is important to me because I know what having a dream means and having the support that you need behind you. So I'm wanting to support others that I mentor and that I coach, or just people that come across my path to say, hey, if I can do it, you can do it. And plus more bookings. That's what I'm getting to, which is great. I don't have to say I can't do this gig because I've got this gig and I'm not sure I'm going to be invoiced. I know for a fact now that I know what I'm doing and that I know what I need to implement in order to be able to sing as much as I want to. Okay, and your question is, what is the secret? There is a secret, and it is so simple. The secret that I'm going to tell you, and you're going to see remarkable changes just by what I'm about to share with you now. If you do it daily, you will see changes when you sing. I have a question for you. What is the foundation to singing? Really think about that. What is the foundation to singing? Okay, I'm going to tell you what the foundation to singing is. The foundation to singing is breath, right? Breath. If you do not have breath, you do not have life. It takes the breath in your body coming up through your vocal cords, making them vibrate at a high frequency, as I shared with you earlier, and producing sound. Breath is key. That is the foundational principle to singing before you do anything else. So what I'm going to do very quickly is I'm going to show you one exercise that you can just embrace and start doing daily, and you're going to see awesome results. I promise you. I want you to always, as you see in the photograph to your left, always take air in through your nose. Let's take a deep breath in through our nose right now. And I also want you to always exhale through your mouth with this exercise. And when you're exhaling through your mouth, I want your lips to be somewhat rounded, okay? So the air has some place to go so it can escape out of your body. Let's inhale through our nose. Exhale through our mouth. Now, I want you to be able to feel what your body is doing. And a lot of this is when you're singing, it's a feeling. When you're learning to play the piano, you're able to see the chords, right? Because you see the hand of the teacher, how you're going to form a certain chord, right? Well, vocally, I cannot show you by demonstrating, right? And then it is really about a feeling, all right? So that's why we're placing our hands, one hand on your belly. It doesn't matter which one, the left or right, and then one hand on your lungs. Now, when you're putting it on your belly, that is referring to your diaphragm area. And when you're putting it on, hands on your chest, that is referring to your lungs, okay? But when I say belly, I'm referring to your diaphragm. When I say chest, I'm referring to your lungs. So what we're going to do is just take a deep cleansing breath in through our nose, filling up our whole body. And you're going to exhale through your mouth. Remember that round lips. Exhale the air. Good. Inhale through your nose once again. And release the air through your mouth slowly. Let's do that once again. Inhale through the nose, filling up the whole body. Exhale through the mouth. Then you tell me how that feels. It should feel like you're centered. This is a great exercising for centering yourself. Yoga deals with nothing but breathing, right? So you're cleansing your air. You're taking air in, and you're blowing the old air out through your mouth, okay? This is the foundation principle. There are so many other exercises that I can give you that deal with the belly chest exercise, but this is the first one that I always teach my students that gives them awesome results. It's also great for lowering your blood pressure. I've heard that from students. It just brings a calming feeling all over you, from your head all the way down to your toes. This is the proper way to breathe and release tension, and creates relaxation by filling the diaphragm and lungs up, and are allowing your body to breathe. Okay? Excuse me there. So I discovered exercises that, if applied daily, repositions your sound, taking the pressure off of your throat, giving you freedom to soar while having the power and the presence that you really desire and need for your performance, and removing hoarseness. These exercises work. I guarantee it. This works for all styles of music. It doesn't matter if you're spoken word, if you do that type of singing, if you do jazz, if you do country, if you do R&B, if you do hip hop, if you do neo soul, if you do bluegrass, it does not matter. Implementing these exercises, not just the one I shared with you a moment ago, but even more that I have, they will bring about such a remarkable change in your vocal cords and in your singing performance. Question: would you like the opportunity to work with me and to discover your full potential and become a really good vocalist that can really enjoy your performance? It's so important. Why do it if you're not having fun and you're worrying about your voice all the time? And you want to be able to deliver, right? Well, I'm introducing to you, okay, it's just newly developed, the Singers PowerSession. What's packaged in this are 3 different packs that you can have to take home with you, and you can use it from the comfort of your home. And it's like I am there with you, helping you with these exercises, okay? Now, the price for pack 1 is $47, okay, which is a steal, because it's definitely usually worth more than that. But I really am wanting to be sensitive and to really help you guys on your journey to make progress. You get 6 power breathing exercises. One of the 6 would be the belly chest exercise, but there's so many others that I will share with you in this package, this video. You also get monthly vocal tips. You know, you always can grow as a vocalist. You never can learn it all. I have a voice teacher, you know, that I'm accountable to, and I am learning constantly from this teacher and growing. And that's what you need to be doing if you're wanting to be a really good singer. So I will be sharing with you vocal tips, through your email, that you will get from me, that will just help you get on top of your game as a vocalist. You also get a VIP entry into the Power Session on Facebook, which is awesome. I love Facebook. And you guys, if you haven't seen me on there, I'm on there every solitary day, because I'm really wanting to reach out and share with people the knowledge and the information that I have. You'll be able to join the Power Session. That's a closed group, okay? So it would just be you, me, and others that have tuned in to these webinars or have taken classes from me personally. Package 2, you will get the 6 power breathing exercises as in package 1. You'll also receive the monthly vocal tips. But what you'll get extra here is you'll get a vocal review. What that means is that you send me an email recording of you singing, right? And I will review it for you. I'll tell you your positives and opportunities. Opportunities mean opportunities to grow, things that you need to work on. And I will shoot that back to you so you'll know exactly where you are vocally. You also get a one-on-one 60-minute coaching or mentoring session with me. With this coaching and mentoring session, we can do on Skype or we can do one-on-one, face-to-face if you're here in the Kentucky, Lexington area. Coaching vocally, I'll coach you. I'll tell you, help you grow, give you some more exercises that will help you. Also, mentoring. If you are needing your journey for what you're wanting to do with your dream and music mapped out, I'm going to be able to help you with that, and I'll be a mentor to you. Like if you're wanting to sing in clubs, what you need to do, getting a bio, getting an 8x10, getting an EPK, all those great things that you need in order to have and to pursue your dream. You also get a VIP entry into the online power session, which is a VP, very important people. That's what you are to me if you're linked in with me here. And all that I know, I'm going to be sharing with you. So you will definitely be growing and blossoming like such a remarkable flower that you already are. Package 3 Okay, you also get the 6 power breathing exercises. You'll receive monthly vocal tips. You'll also get the one-on-one 30-minute weekly vocal mentoring and coaching session. Just as in package 2, I am going to mentor you to help you get your material together to be able to sing professionally, if that's what you're wanting to do, or just needing encouragement, or just needing to talk to me about some issues that you might be having vocally or professionally. I will be there to give you guidance. Coaching your vocals to help you grow as a vocalist. So we'll be doing a lot of different exercises. I have tons of them, hundreds of them, vocally, warm-ups, breathing, just different things, okay? You'll also get a review. I'll review a 5-minute vocal recording of you singing. 5 minutes. That can consist of 1, 2, or 3 songs, however many songs you can do in 3 minutes, or if it's just one song. And I'll go over it piece by piece, phrase by phrase, letting you know your opportunities, what you need to improve upon, as well as what you're doing wonderfully at. Okay, you'll also get a one-on-one VIP 30-minute consultation. Okay, what that means is that we can talk about anything. We can do anything that you're wanting to do musically during that time that I can help you with. If you're a writer and you're needing help with your writing, or you're stumped, right, I can help you with that. If you're wanting to know how to go on tour, I can help you with information dealing with that, you know, giving you the step-by-step plan that will work for you. You'll also get access to the VIP webinars. I'm going to have exclusive webinars where only my very important people can be invited to this thing. And we're going to invite people that are in the industry to come and share with you that's already doing what you're wanting to do. Not just me, but other musical friends of mine that are known, that will be able to assist you and help you keep that dream alive. It's so, so important, you know, because people sometimes want to burn out your candle because they don't understand this whole thing called music. But music, you know, and having a career, it is more than possible to do. You just have to have a backbone. You have to listen from those who've already done what you're trying to do. And what I'm also giving in this package 3 is a bonus 4 warm-ups. You're going to have a video of me giving you 4 extra warm-ups that will do amazing things that if you do before singing, you're going to be on the top of your game, at the top of your game. Okay, so you got package 1, you got package 2, package 3. These are great investments. This is something from my heart that I'm sharing with you that usually would cost more, because I usually charge $140 for my session. So you're getting this at a steal, okay? The Singers Power Session, you get the power breathing techniques, vocal warm-ups that changes your vocal techniques and increase your range. If you put the work in, I guarantee you that you will definitely get the results. It's time, don't you think, for you to soar. You can purchase your power breathing today at www.singerpowersession.moonfruit.com. Again, that's www.singerpowersession.moonfruit.com. Be sure to write that down. If you have any questions, if you need to make contact with me, please feel free to do so. And you can reach me at Jessie Laine Powell at gmail.com, Jessie Laine Powell at gmail.com. Okay, I'm also on Facebook, Jessie Laine Powell. Okay, you can reach me there, Jessie Laine Powell as well. Okay, so that is the end of our slideshow for you, to give you the information that you need about the power session. I hope that this was very informative for you. I definitely want to leave, if I can find this here, 1 second, leave you the information for how you can get in touch with me. Okay, this is my website. Okay, that's my website. You can listen in on some music there as well, or this is to get the packet information. moonfruit.com. Okay? Make sure that's spelled correctly for you guys, okay? So that's where you can go. And if you need to talk with me directly, gmail.com. Jessie Laine Powell at gmail.com. And do you have any questions? Because if you do, I definitely want to be able to answer them for you now. So this is the time. Okay, it looks like you guys don't have any questions right now. Well, I am so glad that you are joining me, and I hope that this has been beneficial to you, and I look forward to talking with you again. Look for more Singers Power Session webinars that will be free for you to join me at, okay? Have a great day and talk with you soon. Bye-bye.